pretty. Oh my god. Okay. Hi. Jump scare. Thank you so much, Katrina, for joining me here at Love Pop.
Thanks for having me.
Tell me, what did you order?
So I had a hot chocolate because it's very cold today, and I'm the type of person that would have a hot chocolate even in summer. So I do love a hot chocolate.
Yeah, you're actually the second person that's had a hot chocolate on these guest series.
Oh,
so,
really? Who's the other?
Cannon, like she had a hot chocolate as well. I ended up ordering because it's been viral lately, the Dubai chocolate.
Yours is way more interesting than my hot chocolate.
No, hot chocolate is super classic. Can you introduce yourself to us?
I'm Katrina Jan, and I'm doing a PhD in English Lit. And my research project is looking at the sexualization of Jack the Ripper from the 19th century to the present.
I remember when we first met, I was like, the sexualization of Jack the Ripper, that's so fascinating. Like, such a good topic.
It's dark. It's a very dark path.
How did you fall into that subject?
I was doing my MA in Victorian Studies, and my MA topic was looking at sexual attacks on railways, which was also a very dark topic, and that was again based in the 19th century. And when I was looking up literature for that, I came across all these Jack the Ripper erotic novels and Jack the Ripper sort of romance texts, and I was like, whoa, that's a bit weird. Like, is Jack the Ripper some sort of sexy hero now? And then I wanted to kind of look into that further.
Nice. Well, not nice, but it's very interesting.
And I'm based in Birmingham, so I am a Brummie. I probably don't sound very much like a Brummie, but I can, all right, Bab. Don't ask me where I'm at in my PhD. I'm just surviving and holding on for dear life. We're making progress. We're making progress.
That's relatable. Actually, curious about because I have another friend who's also from Brum, but she's also lost her Brummie accent. She said a negative stereotype about Brummies. So do you feel like you lost it to kind of
I don't think I actually ever had it to begin with.
Okay.
In fact, I think as an adult I probably started to sound a bit more Brummie because my neighbours are quite Brummie where I am, but my mom doesn't have a Brummie accent, none of my family does. But they've lived in different places in Birmingham, so I think it depends on where you're at in Birmingham and how that determines how Brummie your accent is. Birmingham has its accent has a very negative. This will tie into this topic, actually. Yeah, so it has a very negative connotations. If you have a Brummie accent, you're actually thought to be less intelligent. It's actually been voted the worst accent in the UK. I'm pretty sure it was voted the worst accent.
Oh no.
Yeah, which is sad because we have Peaky Blinders and everyone loves Peaky Blinders. So
Peaky Blinders put Birmingham on the map, right?
Yeah, I'm a defender of Birmingham. I'm a big defender.
It's funny because being an American, you learn that because we have Birmingham, Alabama.
Yeah,
and then immediately I have to put UK after everything because the Americans are
Alabama. So how would you say Birmingham then?
Now or then? Now I know it's Birmingham.
And so how would you say it before?
Before I would say Birmingham.
Birmingham.
And they'd be like, no, that's not how you pronounce it.
Does everyone in Birmingham pronounce it that way?
Yeah, Birmingham, Alabama. Wow. And then there's a University of Birmingham there.
And then nobody refers to it as Brum or Brummie.
No. When I'm going to concerts here and the American band comes through and they're like, thanks so much, Birmingham. And I'm like,
I just think of ham.
Oh, yes. So now I'm I know it's Birmingham. Not am.
Well, there's no right or wrong answer.
American and UK. So I invited you onto the vlog because
forced me.
Kidnapped. Held against my will. Yes. No, it's not true. Lured you with ice cream, or milkshake rather. No, not milkshake. Just hot chocolate. Yes. Because we've talked about dating stories, and I always thought what you had
stories.
Yeah. And I've always thought what you had to say was really interesting.
I have so much to say. I want to do a whole 7-piece Netflix series on dating. Also, academic articles. It's such a big topic. There's so much to talk about. I will try not to waffle. I'll try and keep it very to the point.
No, you can speak your truth,
It's a really interesting topic, and like how it's changed in society over time is like really fascinating.
How do you balance dating and doing a PhD? The laughter gives it away.
I don't. It's not a thing.
The end of the video. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Rosie. Subscribe. Goodbye.
I feel like this whole video is just us giggling.
Yeah.
Yeah, next question.
Oh, okay. Oh, is that for real, the answer? Oh, okay. So you don't. Yeah.
No, I work as well, so I'm a part-time PhD and I work quite a bit, and I'm quite introverted, so everyone thinks I'm quite extroverted, but it takes a lot of energy for me to leave my house. So I'm not about to like every time like randomly go on dates. So, and I think it's quite hard to balance with work as well. So it's a work in progress.
So you do like in person or online?
My friends
the tea is incoming.
My friends put me on a dating app because I'm very Victorian. If I had it my way, we would be like in the Victorian period. We would be sending love letters via carrier pigeon. You know, like that's.
I love that. We expect no less.
Yeah, exactly. You know? But obviously, it's not really a thing these days. So yeah, I was knocking online dating for quite a while, but I thought I would join the social experiment and see what it's all about, because you can't really knock something unless you've tried it. So I can say I've tried it now.
It seems like you're done.
It's down to the individual, your work commitments, who you are as a person. Some people have found their husbands and wives on there and getting married and engaged. So yeah, it works for some people.
That said, how do you feel about academic to academic relationships and non-academic to academic?
Okay, this is such an interesting question, because I'm like, I wouldn't date somebody in academia, but never say never. Never say never, because I think that would be stressful. And also, like, I feel like people in academia are not interested in dating, like, each other. And I'd struggle to see the other person as anything but a colleague. Like, I'd automatically put them as a colleague. So I'd find it hard to sort of differentiate between. And then also, academia is such a small world. Like, it's really tiny.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and that could get awkward, I think. Yeah.
You'd think that even, like, worldwide, there's so many academics, but universities, they cross over.
Yeah, like
the research.
I know people that know people like internationally, and it's like, wow, you know that person. I'm like, yeah, and it is quite a small world.
So you would say no, like a hard no
at the minute, but obviously never say never. I don't want to be a hypocrite, but yeah, it's not.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. So non-academic to academic is for you at this point.
Well, I don't even know if this works. So I haven't tried this. A lot of people say it's really difficult to date somebody outside academia, because how are they going to relate, to understand? Like, sometimes we're in the library for most of our days. So trying to like explain that, or explain you've got a deadline. I know people that have done it, but I haven't tried it yet.
That's fair. I know it's February and it's the month of
love,
apparently.
No
It's Valentine's Day this week, but
you're my Valentine.
Oh, yes. I said no academic to academic love.
Damn it.
Even if it's the month of love, I want to talk about dating horror stories.
Yeah, because that really fits into the month of love.
Yes, horror fits into any month.
Yeah,
I'd say.
You'll fit into everything. Yes, they do have a few. Are we looking at scenarios that I've been through?
Yeah, anything really that pops up.
Like, give me the tea.
Yeah, the hottest of the tea.
I had one. I think I told you about this. I had one where I was going to go on a date, and I was actually excited, and he wouldn't tell me where we were going to meet. And I was like, that is not okay. I need to know where we're going to meet. And I think he was trying to be spontaneous. Please don't be spontaneous when you're meeting a stranger.
Yeah.
I research serial killers. I don't want to end up as a victim.
For real, yeah.
For real, like, I want to know where I'm going. I need to send my location to people. How can I send my location if I don't know where I'm going? But yeah, that was annoying. I didn't actually go in the end, because if we can't prioritize my safety or compromise on when something's making me uncomfortable, then it's not worth my time. Another one was a secret child that wasn't disclosed to me at the start. That for me is not okay because, you know, we all have expectations. I like to be quite honest. Obviously, that's your personal life, but if you're looking for something in terms of like long term, you want to see how that fits into your life. So that's a stressful.
Those are two very valid horror stories. Like,
I think so. I think so.
Yeah.
Thanks for validating.
yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like if somebody is not respecting your boundaries and everything, like being honest first and foremost, right?
Yeah, because I think I'm a very honest person, and I get that, you know, meeting strangers off the internet, you don't want to tell everything about your life, but you know, there's things that you can put on your profile that indicate like where you're at, what your situation is. But again, I get that some people don't want to disclose that, but I'd like to know exactly what I'm getting myself into and like have all the information beforehand.
Very researcher of you.
Yes, I really analyze people, which is really hard not to do. I can't help it. I will analyze everything, which has its pros and cons. I still sometimes end up down these horror stories.
Yeah.
It doesn't always help.
Yeah, it's good to know, you know, what you're getting into, like you said. What is the most unique way someone has asked you out?
Okay, so let's go back to when I was like 17 or 16. I was in MUN, which is really geeky. It's the Model United Nations. So we like pretend we're in the UN. And somebody wrote me like a love letter and asked me out in the style of a resolution, which was by far the most clever sort of romantic request I've ever had. And everybody loved it, and they photocopied it a couple of copies. Put it under all the classrooms, and everyone was like, I felt like that scene in Mean Girls when they like photocopy the burn book, but except so it became a very public thing. But everyone appreciated it and thought it was great. I know I didn't go on a date with him, but I did appreciate the gesture, and I think I still have a copy of it, and I think my friends still to this day do. Yeah.
Okay.
And then most recently, I got asked out in the style of a conference abstract, which I do have here.
A conference abstract?
We're not going to disclose who it is or the content, but I'll let you read.
Okay. Thank you for this access.
GDPR.
Okay, yeah, GDPR. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. This is quite like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, they put a lot of time into this.
Yeah. It's impressive.
Oh my, this is quite long. Oh my gosh, this is like 10 pages long.
I know, it's a bit long for a conference
abstract. Immediate rejection. Sorry, it's too. Didn't meet the word length.
It'd be interesting to know your thoughts. I didn't actually realize I was being asked out until I got.
You wouldn't even know. Yeah, it's very like subtle at the beginning. It's almost like too much meandering, though. It's also inviting extra characters that don't need to be there, like these other people. Yeah, it needs some alterations.
Like little headings.
Yeah, right. Oh my. Okay, we reached the end here. Okay, so there's a section here that has it has a methodology. There's a date in the conclusion. Interesting.
You'd like the actual proposal, though. The actual date sounds right up your street.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, it's not every day you receive a request via a conference proposal. So I appreciate the uniqueness of that. But the problem, it's so long with information that's not romantic.
Okay.
It could have been, like you said, conference.
I think it's quite formal. I think maybe it lures you into a full sense of security. You think it's a conference paper, but it's not. So it starts off quite academic.
Yeah.
I shouldn't replicate this with you.
With like other people, you think?
No, like if I was to write you a conference abstract as a date
as a date, it would be shorter.
Okay, sure.
Much shorter and much more. So another thing is that this seems to be a bit focused on this person's self. I feel like if I were to write this abstract date request, it would be straight to the point of like really why I really like this person. Kind of like genuine like personalities, make them feel good about themselves, and then a quick like interest in the conclusion at the end. But it's kind of like a little bit self-indulgent. So not to be rude to whoever wrote this, but it's like, okay, I wonder if this was more about them than about you. Like, I mean that in the most like.
I feel like this is a recurring theme in my life.
Oh no! But I feel like you deserve the best person, and
a lot of the time, and this is a question when you're dating: is it about both of you? Is it more about you? And I think that's something that I've definitely experienced. It's more about them, than,
right?
than the other person. And I think, I don't know if people relate to this. I think especially if somebody knows you or of you, doesn't really know you, there's this fascination and they tend to like the idea of you, but they don't actually know you. And then when they get the reality of you, it doesn't quite meet their expectations because they've built up a version of you in their head. And this has been, again, another recurring theme of my life. Yeah, so I don't know if it's a male thing, but like they have this high standard version of you and then you don't meet it.
You know what? I would say that you are the high standard, but they have a false, unrealistic idea of you. Yeah. So, yeah, that is so like real when you were saying people are creating this idea of other people when they're dating. Because, I mean, I've been on that side too. I've been on both sides actually, and it's not healthy. It's something, especially, oh my.
Especially somebody, I'm like you, I like to get involved in a lot of things. So I'll be part of like so many different groups and activities. So again, people think they know you through these things. Again, they know the version of yourself that you're presenting when you're organizing these networks and activities or through other friends, but they don't know you. So yeah, take the time to get to know people.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, like the whole parasocial like situation, you know. Yeah, that's fair. But again, like very unique, but it's something that doesn't scream like it's the one. It's not the one you let into the conference.
Xanthe is now gonna like proofread all my date requests. You've got to get through hers.
Yes, I would be happy to. I'm on the co-organizing committee. After all of those very encouraging stories, what would you say?
I'm so sorry, I'm meant to be positive.
No,
everyone's different. I mean, you might have a great time.
It might be lovely.
I'm just unlucky.
No, I know. I appreciate your honesty. So, but I would say, like, do you have any last words of advice for academics who want to dip their toes into the dating world?
Don't do it. No, I'm joking. I think don't be forced into it. I think I definitely felt peer pressure from like friends and everybody, and I know they mean well, and like I know that I love them. Don't get me wrong, but I think sometimes we're content. Some people are content to be on their own. Some people feel more content being in a partnership. I think do what you feel is right. Not online dating isn't for everybody. You might want to do in-person dating. There's speed dating. I actually tried that. It was pretty cool. It felt like I was in the 80s. But that might be terrifying. So online dating might be the alternative. Or dating might just not be for you. Like life is hard. Adulting is hard. Doing a PhD is hard. Trying to work and do a PhD is pretty tough. Like just day-to-day stuff. So don't feel pressured into it. Do it because you want to do it.
Amen. Do it because you want to do it. That's good advice.
Society.
Yeah.
And I think there's. I'm going into this. I think everybody thinks that we're built in twos, and society itself is geared to sort of partnerships and romantic relationships. Like even the cost of living for a single person is like double the amount than somebody that's in a romantic relationship. So everything in society is geared to sort of being in a relationship. But I think don't feel pressured by that, because unless you're happy with yourself, I wouldn't try and date somebody, because that will be quite catastrophic and even possibly toxic. And if you're doing it to please other people, again, you're not going to be happy. So I think PhD is tough. Like, you've got to find somebody that's really understanding as well, because if they're not in academia, it's a very unique sort of world, I think you could say. Like,
definitely.
Not everyone can understand, so you definitely have to have the right partner, whether that be academic or not. And just because they're in academia doesn't mean they're going to be the right partner either.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've had a chat with one of my friends before about not academia, but like just because someone's an academic or somebody is in a, let's say, a volunteer kind of organization doesn't mean they're going to be a good partner.
Yeah, and like our PhD topics are so different. Some people fly through them. Like I'm part time, I've been doing mine for a while, and people are like, when are you gonna finish? And somebody else might fly through their topic because they're funded, or they're just it's easier to get through. I wouldn't say easier, but everyone's research and data collection is a very different process. So yeah, I think as well, if you're dating somebody, you might feel a bit like, oh, they're progressing, I'm not progressing. There's also that. So a lot of things to take into consideration, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
And finding somebody that is understanding of your PhD journey is so different to other people, and like having somebody that understands that, I think, is really key.
Yeah. Agreed. Good advice.
Take it with a pinch of salt.
Or sugar, yeah.
Oh, sugar, yeah.
So we're reaching the end of the vlog, sadly. Where can people find you online, and is there anything you'd like to promote?
So I'll start with my little promotion. So Xanthe is a horror queen. I'm the gothic queen. I run a online network. We started off as a reading group called Gothica. We meet once a month and we have like different topics. I'm hoping Xanthe will be our future guest soon. So that'd be really cool. And I also run a serial killer network, which is my new baby. It's very fresh, and we've had different experts talking about serial killers, the psychology behind that. So I'm really trying to grow that. So if you'd like to follow that with anybody that's interested, we don't endorse serial killing. I would just like to say that for the record. It's an academic discussion or not. It's quite chill. Both groups are quite informal. I do a lot of things, but I think those are the two main ones. You can find me on Blue Sky. I'm still on Twitter for now. Also, I've got a website, and I have an academic sort of research profile as well.
Lovely. And I will put those in the description below, the links, so you can. Yeah. No, thank you. After all that we've discussed. So thank you so much, Katrina, for joining me. I had a blast.
I've got a sugar rush. Thanks.
Okay. Hooray.
Bye. So cool.